Good evening, godly girls, and welcome to our Girl Talk on Monday nights. This used to be called the Power Call. It started out Girl Talk years ago, became the Power Call, and now I'm calling it Girl Talk again. I think we used to do it on Tuesday nights years ago, but we're doing it on Monday nights now. So 7 p.m. on Monday night, we are here live talking about any topic that God puts on my heart to talk about, so that it could be a blessing to you girls and help you in life, help you in our mission of power, love, and purpose. I'm going to come on here and invite some people so that they know we're live. Go, go, go. All right. I'm inviting. So everybody knows that we're live tonight. We're talking about relationships and expectations because this is such a crucial subject. We're just coming out of our healing class and we've just wrapped that up. So many of you have done your healing homework. And I think that what's interesting is that if you really look at where the majority of our pain and our issues come from in life, it's typically, hello Cheryl, hey Rolanda, hello Renee, hello Naja, Erica, Raven, hello. So the reason I'm doing this subject tonight is God put it on my heart because when you look at the work we've done in healing, okay, girls, and for anybody that's come through any type of healing process or had to get over anything, hi Janice, you've had to come to the understanding and realization that most of the pain and most of our issues in life come from relationships. It's not just something you're dealing with you. Hi, Selena. Hello, Rashana. Hi, Carlita. It's not something that is intrinsically an issue for you. Most of our issues and pain come through relationship and connection to other people, whether that's family, a spouse, a partner, our children, our friends, co-workers, abuse when we were young, when we were children. All of that is in connection with other people, right? And that's also why it's fairly easy for us, honestly, to relate when we're just alone and it's just us and we can focus on our money, our education, our purpose. We can focus on all these things, but then yet you can have all of that together, but still struggle when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love, when it comes to romantic relationships, when it comes to friendships. Interacting with people now will really show you your issues. It's where the rubber meets the road. All of a sudden, you can't hide or cover up issues you may have when it comes to relationship to others. That's why relationships get complicated so quickly, right? Because you can't control somebody else. You can't control what they say. You can't control what they think. And you, as much as you wish you could get inside of their head and know what they're thinking and know what they're feeling at any given time, you don't always know that. And so it's in relationships that we see a lot of truth, right? It's when you could be thinking you're doing great, but now it's time to date. Now it's time to get out there. All of a sudden, you're getting out there and you're like, dang, I gotta go date. Wait. So many of my clients over the years would be scared. Like, I thought I was good. Hi, Lori. Hi, Sonique and Kiana. I thought I was good. I thought I was doing great until it comes time to deal with other people. Now, tonight, what I would really like to focus on, you say that's me, Naja? Exactly. Hi, Andrea. Tonight, I really want to talk about relationships and expectations. Expectations being positive or negative, right? Your expectations of people are going to determine how you feel and the results of relationships, okay? I first want to address the false expectations that you have of people. Okay? False expectations. So false expectations of people will have you being disappointed over and over again. You will begin to lose faith in people, in men, right? That people are good. Your false expectations of people will leave you feeling very isolated. Hi, Shay. Will leave you feeling very rejected, right? Will leave you feeling like maybe you're not worthy. It can cause low self-esteem because you're giving an expectation, a false expectation of someone that may or may not be realistic. In other words, you're saying, well, love is supposed to look like this. He's supposed to treat me like this. My family is supposed to be like this. My friends are supposed to be like this. My kids are supposed to be like this. But yet, if that is not who they are, if that is not the values, the character, the integrity, their level of love, if it is not matching you, you're going to be hurt over and over and over again because your expectations, and listen, this is what I get so much through the agency with clients. It's like you're hanging in there with people year after year, month after month, and you're just expecting people to change. You keep having expectations of people that are never going to meet your standards. Lori says, OMG, ouch. Who can relate to this? Because it is heart-centered people. It is people with good hearts who are very giving and loving and kind and fair that suffer the most with this, okay? You suffer the most because you keep giving and treating people according to how you want to be treated. However, it doesn't matter what you keep doing. It's almost like you're leading by example, right? Like you're leading by example. This is how you love. This is how you respect people. This is how you treat people. This is fair. This is healthy communication. This is how you communicate. This is being honest. This is how you respect yourself. This is how you set boundaries. This is how you have integrity. This is how you're honest and you're trustworthy. I'm trying to show by example. Who can own that tonight, right? You're trying to constantly do the right thing, but you find yourself constantly interacting or dealing with people who do not have that same level of standard for their life. That it seems like the more you give, the more they'll take. They don't give. The more you do, the more they expect for you to do. The more you love, the more they just soak up that love. How many of y'all can own that tonight? How many of you relate to false expectations? That so much pain that we've experienced in life has come from us expecting people to be like us. I know I have. I know that years ago, girls, I went through some situations. Suck you dry. That's right, Rolanda. They will suck you dry. And you think you're being a good Christian, you're being a good woman, and you think you're just being a good person. But in the meantime, all you're really doing is being a doormat. You're just, if you are tired of being walked all over, get the heck up off the floor. That's the message for tonight. If you're tired of being walked on and you're tired of being taken advantage of, get off the floor. You're dealing with takers. Don't make it an option anymore. Take yourself and make yourself unavailable to these people. Because here's the thing. Years of wasted, valuable time. Girl, Selena, I couldn't have said it better. There were years in my life. I dedicated a decade of my life to an ex-husband that never really valued who I am, didn't value what I brought to the table, took it for granted. We ended up divorced, but I wasted 10 years of my life. I have some beautiful sons. I would have said the other word, y'all, if I couldn't say heck. But you know, I'm being a godly girl. So I can't say the other word. But I'm going to say, get the heck up off the floor. If you're tired of being treated like a doormat, get the heck off the floor. Get up. You are there by choice. This is the one thing I want to emphasize tonight is You are there by choice. You do not have to deal with anybody that mistreats you. I don't care if they're blood. I don't care if they're family. Some of you may have mothers. Some of you may have fathers that don't treat you right. Some of you may have grown children that don't treat you right. Sometimes you have to enact the tough love policy. You've got to enact some tough love, honey, to say, listen, until you're ready to come up to my standard of how I expect to be treated and how I will not accept anything less than this treatment, you don't get to be in my life. You don't get to reap the rewards and the benefits of all this wonderful love that I give and all this wonderful protection and benefits of me without putting some skin in the game. And it's amazing how if you will, okay, so here's the other part of this. Here's the other part of this. The other part of this is that some of you have got to cut some people off. That they are literally not who you want them to be. You've got to stop making excuses for people. Stop trying to cover them. Stop trying to, see the potential in someone. If you've been hanging in here with somebody, I don't care if it's a friend, a boyfriend, a cousin, and you just constantly keep trying to cover it. You constantly trying to make it make sense. Oh, she didn't mean it like that. Oh, she didn't mean to talk about me like that. She didn't mean that. You know, she didn't steal that money. Somebody stole that money, but she didn't steal that money. Sweetheart, listen, God has given you as many signs as you need to understand that this person is not for you. They don't love you. They can't love on your level. I'm going to speak to somebody right now. Somebody got people around you that are jealous. They're really your haters. They're not friends or family. You got haters in your own camp that you call in friend. And then you wondering why something don't feel right. The energy's off. They never want to congratulate you when you're winning. They never want to give you props. They never want to support you and love you. They don't come out and support your stuff. But you're always there for them. You're always showing up. You're always bailing them out of jail. You're always there for that shoulder for them to cry on, honey. Don't make me preach now, because some of y'all got some people in your lives that are leeches. Blood-sucking leeches, and they're just there for the benefits of you. That's it. The benefits of you. If you stop doing everything you do for them, they first gonna get mad, and all of a sudden you're gonna see the truth. You're gonna see how they really feel about you. When you stop doing for them and you start treating them the way they treat you, you're gonna find out real quick how they really feel. And then your feelings are gonna be hurt when you find out the truth. Everyone's not your friend. You cut them off, Nisha. Nisha says, so what do? You cut them off. It's going to hurt you more than it hurts them. That's the honest truth. It's harder for you to cut them off. Then it's going to hurt you more than it hurts them, because you have more skin in the game. You love them more than they love you. You're more invested than them. You'll find out sometimes, girls. I had a girlfriend this past couple weeks. She's finding out really who loves her. She got engaged, and some real sly, sneaky little haters just come out the woodwork. And one of her friends just had the nerve to just, over something petty, walk away. Like, bye, done. And my friend is sitting there like, she's going to give up our friendship for something like this? Something so small? But honey, listen, it's the little things that will show you how someone really feels. Nisha, if it's your husband, honey, sweetheart, you're going to need to evaluate. You're going to need to get some help. You need to go to counseling. You need to be going to some marriage mentors. You guys need to be figuring out. But if he's been this way since when you married him, and he's been this way the whole time you've been married to him, honey, you're going to accept that that's who he is, and you're going to level up and either require him to start treating you differently, or you will have to walk. I know that people don't like this kind of talk. I know people don't like this kind of advice. This is hard, the little jagged pills. I hate divorce. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But honey, some of this stuff that y'all call marriage ain't marriage. This is dysfunctional, unhealthy, toxic, unhappy. That's not marriage. It can't even be defined as marriage. You guys are in something messed up trying to call it marriage. Rashida says, what if it's your daughter? Honey, give me some children's, okay? Give me some children's. I love putting some tough love on the children's. Put some tough love on her butt, Rashida. Listen, honey, you're her mama. My mama used to tell me, she said, you'll need me before I need you. When I would get upset about, something because I'm spoiled and she didn't want to do something for me and I'd be mad, or she telling me to do some chores and I get mad. My mom would tell me, you need me before I need you, boo. You can sit over there and be mad all you want. But at the end of the day, I pay the bills. That's my mama. I pay the bills. Everything you have depends on me. You can be mad all you want. You gonna need me before I need you. And she would check me. And sure enough, I have to eventually come back around. I'm sorry, Mom. Right? Because I'm wanting the benefits of my mother. They want the benefit of you, Rashida. They want the benefit. Anisha says, well, engaged. I refuse to marry him. Well, boo, listen, there's a good reason you refuse to marry him. Good. Don't marry him till he gets it right. If he loves you, Nisha, he will step up to whatever standards you require in how you're treated. If he loves you. If he loves you. Nisha says, yes, I cut both of my older two off. Disrespectful, ungrateful, unappreciative, and no honor. Okay, Nisha, so you told me you got 2 children you've cut off. Your fiance doesn't respect you or treat you right. So guess who the issue is? It's not them. Nisha, you are the common denominator. You are the issue. You're the one who is not demanding respect. You're the one who keeps doing for people who are not respecting you. You're the one who keeps doing and putting yourself out there to be taken advantage of. And you don't draw the line in the sand to say, no, I will no longer take this. So you're the common denominator, Nisha. You have to set those standards to say, no, you're not going to talk to me just any kind of way and I'm still cooking your dinner. No, I'm not going to keep paying your bills and you are disrespectful and you dishonor me. No, I'm not babysitting your kids for you when you don't respect your mother. No, I'm not going to pay those bills or pay that rent or give you your card note. I'm not going to cook that food. I'm not washing clothes. I'm not cleaning this house. I'm not going to give you the benefits of me without you respecting me and honoring and appreciating who I am and what I bring to the table. So often what it boils down to is we have watered down, and I don't even blame us, girls. We come from a generation of women, and our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers would just play so small, girls. If you really think about it, we got it honest, and we now live in a very different time. And so at the end of the day, we can't afford to be so passive. We get walked all over. My mom did too. She taught me different, but she wasn't happy in her marriage. She didn't demand that until she got a little older in her marriage to say, you ain't going to just treat me any kind of way. Becca says, if your date was 10 minutes late, should you do a second date? I say no, LOL. That's completely up to you, Becca. If he had a legitimate reason for being 10 minutes late and you like him, you go on a second date. Especially with your children, this is not a choice. Cheryl says, yes, that's what I won't do. Play small anymore. I feel more empowered now that my thinking changed. Exactly. So it's so crucial, girls, because see, what you're doing is this. I'm still on false expectations. The false expectation is that if I'm just so kind and I'm so good to people, and I'm fair and I'm honest and I'm helpful and I'm compassionate and I'm just this wonderful woman, that the people will reciprocate because I'm so good. No. That is not how it works. The way it works is you get respect because you demand respect. It's tough love. There has to be boundaries in place that, yes, there are very, very sweet, kind people who will be very sweet and kind to you in return, but we are more of the exception. We are not the rule. The world out here, which is why we can tend to get so hurt out here in relationships, girls, is because the world doesn't operate according to that. The world operates according to, I'll do the very minimum of what is required to get what I want from you. And now, so you have to be able to set the boundaries for exactly what you demand and what's required. That's up to you. And the reason I'm calling it false expectations is that the false expectations you have of how you're supposed to act and how you're supposed to be treated is all wrong. So you will get more respect, more love, more honor, right? From more appreciation and gratitude from people when you begin to say no. When you begin to put more boundaries in place. We talked about this last week when we talked about self-love, the third week of healing class. Self-love. It's so crucial that you begin to say no, and so crucial that you set the standards. Listen, I know I give my testimony all the time about my oldest son, how I put a tough love into effect, completely turned around his life. We don't, especially with our children, we don't realize that we're creating little monsters, girls. Hi, Lavonda. We are creating little entitled monsters. If you give children everything they want, and you don't require any work from them, and you don't require any hardship from them, and you just give them everything they want, you raise up children thinking this is the way life is. And the minute you say no about something, or let your circumstances change, let your money change, and all of a sudden you can't say yes all the time, they gonna really have a problem with you. And once again, back to what I said about people, you gonna see how they really feel, right? Or let them get in trouble, and they're always expecting you to bail them out of everything. They're not going to grow up. We can't raise our children like this. So our issues about being passive aggressive, that's what it's called from a psychological perspective. Passive aggressive. In other words, you don't speak up when you should. And then in situations that are not even called for, you become aggressive in backwards type ways. Passive aggressive people do sly little things to get back at people. This is what you don't realize about passive aggressive people. It'll build up, and then they just lose it. You just go off on people. You don't speak in honesty. You have to be angry to speak your mind. So it's called passive aggressive. So you're, instead of being honest and having real communication and saying, hey, I really don't like when you do that, or I'm not going to allow you to do that anymore. No, thank you. You've got it. You hold all that in and don't speak up, and you do things that you don't want to do. And so in turn, people take you for granted because you're doing things that you don't want to do. You get fed up. Now you blow up at those people, or you just completely walk away from them. Passive aggressive. You're ready to drop them. When you get really fed up, this is what passive aggressive people do. They just throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like, I just can't do it anymore. But instead, and you want to then say that this person was bad, or this person was just not a good person, right? That's what we do. We'll throw them away because we don't want to deal with the confrontation of correcting them and having a mature, healthy relationship. So we will be not talking when we should be talking, and then we're throwing them away when we should be, or ignoring them. Exactly, Lavonda. Ignoring them, not making the phone call that you should make to have clear communication. Hey, I have to do this all the time. Hey, I feel like there's something between us. I feel like things aren't cool. What's going on? You know I love you, so what's going on? How are you feeling? Or, hey, I really didn't like when you said that in front of people about me, and that really made me feel some type of way. Is there something I don't know about? Do you kind of have some bad feelings towards me, and you got something you need to get off your chest? It's just honest. I don't have to be angry to make that phone call. I don't have to be angry or upset to have that conversation. I can simply say, because another part of this is as your confidence keeps growing, girls, as you've come out of the healing course, you're going to get a lot more bold, a lot more confident about speaking your mind. And what's going to happen is you get a lot more honest because you're realizing, hey, I can just talk about this because I know who I am. You don't determine my identity. So I know who I am. I'm not really concerned about what you think about me, but I am concerned about correcting you when you're giving out false information or you're thinking wrong about me. I'm going to correct you. You know how sometimes and those of you can relate to this. I need you to tell me you can relate to this. Is when you are talking to people, right? And have you ever realized that you're not being honest? You ever sat back and really realized when you're saying, you're agreeing to things, but you don't really agree. You're saying you're going to do things, you're approving things that you don't really want to approve. You're going along with things until you really get fed up. And that is not communication. And so what's going to happen is you're going to start to get very bold, very bold. And that can make people uncomfortable too. I know my confidence can be intimidating at times, right? But I don't care. I've earned this. I paid my dues. I went through HE double hockey sticks to get to this place of maturity and honesty and my authentic voice and my truth, to where if I don't like something, I'm going to have to let you know I'm not happy. This isn't working for me. I mean, I don't know where we went wrong, but this ain't working. Like, I have to just let you know, right? Be bold, be courageous, be confident in speaking your mind. And it's amazing how, like, if you're thinking about a conversation, girls, and you're thinking, you think it's going to be confrontational. So you get nervous about making that call. You get nervous about that conversation. And it always helps me when I just realize all I have to do is say the truth. You don't have to figure out how to say it. You can say it with love. I mean, I try to say everything with love to make them understand that I love them, but I'm still honest. And now it takes away all this pressure of trying to figure out what to say and how to say it. Just be honest. Just be honest, right? You can say to people, we've been friends for a lot of years. And do you know that I really hold my tongue with you? That you're not really an easy person to talk to? That it's kind of hard to talk to you about things? Do you realize that you're that way? And I love you. But you're a difficult person. I mean, for the difficult people in your life, you need to say that to them. You're difficult. I'm tired of walking on eggshells around you. I'm tired of tiptoeing around you and not speaking my mind. Is that really love? Is that really a friendship? That's not fair. No, I need to be, they don't seem to have a problem speaking their mind. They don't seem to have a problem telling you however they feel or what they want to ask for. Right? False expectations. False expectations. So let's talk about, Cheryl says, then I get labeled as bold, but I'd rather tell you the truth than not say anything at all. Exactly. Wow, I needed this, Lavonda. I speak my mind a lot more. Natasha says, I'm more bold with people. Exactly. We have to be bold, girls. So God says, we have not because we ask not. God says, knock and the door will open. There's scripture on all this stuff, I'm telling you. It applies to communication and relationships also, girls. If you want authentic, connected, deep, intimate relationships, I'm talking about your friendships, I'm talking about romantic love, you're going to have to get really comfortable with being honest. You're going to have to get comfortable with your authentic voice, your truth, because that's the way you get close to people, is by sharing and being real. If all they're meeting is the representative and who you're trying to meet or trying to be, that's not going to work. You can't be trying to be someone. Just be you, flaws and all. Nisha says, I have no friends because I'm so bold. Maybe not, Nisha. I don't really know if I believe that because of all the passive aggressive stuff that you have going on with the people around you. So your kids not respecting you and your fiance not being what he needs to be. I would guess that probably it's more a side effect of the passive aggressiveness, that you're being bold, but you're acting out in anger because you get tired and frustrated with the way people are treating you. So you lose friends or you walk away from people. So that would go hand in hand with what I was just talking about. I doubt that you don't have friends because you're bold. I would rather guess that you don't have friends because you haven't put boundaries in place to allow them to get to know you, but also set the standards for what is required to be your friend. So I doubt that, honey, but I want you to really answer yourself and look at yourself. I want you to really do a self-inventory and check yourself to see if that's true for you, okay? Because I doubt that. People who do not set boundaries are not confident people. I'm going to say it again. If you are someone who struggles with setting boundaries, I don't care how confident you think you are or how high you think your self-esteem is. No, ma'am. You are kidding yourself. Because if you have a hard time making people respect you, and you have a hard time setting boundaries for how you expect to be treated, you do not have high self-esteem and high confidence. It's a natural byproduct of high self-esteem and high confidence that you are very sensitive about fair treatment from other people. You're very sensitive. I'm one of those people, I have a real high sensitivity. If you ain't treating me right, I'm like, wait, that ain't fair. That's not fair to me. I'm not happy. This ain't working. We gotta talk. Something's going on. I'm quick. I'm real quick. If I'm picking up on this ain't feeling right, this isn't mutual, this isn't reciprocal, something, I'm doing for you, but you're not doing for me. No, boo-boo. No. So I don't care how confident you think you are or how high you think your self-esteem is. If you are lacking in this area, it's because of a lack of self-worth. If you really believe you're the bomb, and you really believe you're a wonderful woman, and you really believe how smart you are and valuable you are and how precious you are and how rare you are and what a blessing you are to people, if you really know that down deep on the inside, honey, you're going to hold some people accountable to how they treat you. You're going to hold people accountable to how they talk to you, how they treat you, how they appreciate you. You are going to hold people accountable when you know that you know that you know who you are, whose you are, what you're called to do, and how powerful you are. You are not going to allow anybody or anything to mistreat you. You're not going to allow anybody or anything to play you. You're going to stop ignoring those red flags and those nudges from God that say, boo, he ain't it. He's disrespectful. He's dishonorable. He is not a man of integrity. He's not following through with his word. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And if you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you're so quick to cut people off and you're so quick to think that someone is disrespecting you and you're so fast to think that someone's got it out for you or they don't like you or I'll cut them before they cut me. My fallback game is tight, honey. My fallback game is strong. No, you're just hurt. You're hurt. Your fallback game ain't strong. Your run game is strong. That's what you're strong at. You're strong because you've been hurt, and your fallback game is your way of not being hurt again. Your fallback game says, oh, no, I'll get you before you can get me. I see what's coming. You probably, through your foggy glasses of pain and hurt and disappointments and rejection, you don't know what's coming. You could be throwing away a perfectly great friendship. You could be throwing away a great man and you wouldn't know it because the pain fogs, clouds, everything. Covers everything like a layer, right? So you have to be balanced. You have to be balanced. It's got to be moderate. Be ye moderate in all things. That's what the Bible says. Be ye moderate in all things. You need to be testing the waters. You need to be looking to see. Let someone prove to you who they are. Don't be too quick to judge. Don't be too quick to run. But just be steady. Just be steady. LaQuanta says, just cut off a counterfeit man just recently trying to crawl back in my life. Nope, my standards have elevated. Exactly. Lori says, OMG, I never heard a fallback game. This is so good. Right? So listen, it's about being moderate, healthy boundaries. You don't have to be anxious about anything as you're getting to know people and they're getting to know you. Just be confident and be at peace, because if they start to show you things and they start to do things that are not adding up and it doesn't respect you or make you happy, they're just cut off. There's no reason to be anxious. There's no reason to be afraid, because you have healthy standards for the people in your life. So there's no reason to be anxious or nervous about new people. There's no reason. The people in your life right now that need to get cut off, you gotta cut it. You gotta cut it. Listen, some of you have got to fall back from people that don't treat you right. And it doesn't mean that they're just going to go away. It means it's going to train them and teach them how to treat you. Once you start falling back, people be like, wait. Some people are going to recognize your value and say, whoa, no, I don't want you to go anywhere. No, I like how you treat me. I like this friendship. I like this love. I don't want you to take that away from me. I want it. What do I have to do? And that's when you know they love you. That's when you know that they're down for you, as they're saying, no, I can't lose you. I can't lose you. It's crucial. I need you. No. Okay, what do I got to do? I'm sorry, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to keep you in my life. And I'm sorry for not being a good friend. And I'm sorry for not being a good man. Whatever it is, I'm willing to do. That's when you know you got a good one, right? That's when you know you got a good one. But people who you fall back on, they just get angry and walk away. Listen, I say it all the time. If someone can walk away from you that easily, I don't know about you, but that's not how love does. When I love somebody, it's hard. I love you. That means it's hard to walk away. If you love someone and you value someone and you see who they are, it's hard. I'm not saying that cutting them is going to be easy, girls. I'm saying it's necessary. That's what I'm saying. The people that are close to you and you love them, it's hard. You don't want to cut them off. You don't want to do that, but you have to teach them. And all you can do is pray. God, please let them act right. Please let them get some act right about them so that they can be in my life, because I really love him and I really love her. And I really don't want to have to completely cut them off permanently, but they have to learn. So God, please let them understand the sincerity and the realness of this moment and what is on the line, that they could lose this most wonderful blessing of a person in their life if they don't step up. Wow. That's a different way to look at it, isn't it? They have a choice too. They have a choice to step up. They have a choice to treat you right. But if that's not who they are and that's not how they value you, they're going to walk away. And that's a jagged little pill to swallow, but it's real. Wouldn't you much rather know who's really on your side? Who's really ride or die, who's really down for you, who's there through the thick and thin and got you, boo, flaws and all. I love you. You're my girl. Whatever. Right? Don't you really want relationships like that? Which also means you're not going to have as many relationships, girls. It's tough, but as you get older, you're not going to have a crew. You're not going to have an entourage of close associates and close friends. That's just not how it works. Because as you're getting older, you're getting more authentic and you're getting pickier because you're learning a lot more about how all this works. So your circle shrinks a little bit. You can have a lot of associates. I know women who have a lot of associates, but you're foolish if you think all those women are your real friends. No, that's special. Love is rare in friendship and in romantic relationships. It's rare. Yes, it's rare. And you've got to recognize it for what it is to say, I have my little inner circle of friends, 2, 3. That's it, besides my husband. And they're my tried and true. They're my ride or die. They done bailed me out of jail. I bailed them out of jail. I'm there on the way when their child is sick. I'm there when their child's in the hospital. They're there when that breakup happens and you're falling apart. They are my ride or die. Right? Gardner says, I thought I was the only one who doesn't have squad goals, right? Exactly. It's like, your real true inner circle gets a lot smaller because you begin to realize everyone's not as authentic. Everyone doesn't love like you. And if you have more than that, you're just very, very blessed. Lavonda says, so right on time, and have an old friend coming in town. He's talking about we can have a good time like we used to. I was so taken back, like, wow, no. Exactly, Lavonda. Set him straight, honey. Exactly. Set him straight. When I care for you and love you, I got you. It's a rough season when you have to do that. Exactly. Did I miss something from Nisha? Yeah, Nisha says, yeah, I'm messed up from all angles, shaking my head, laugh out loud. No, sweetheart, you're on the right track. You're on this video right now. Do the healing class. Do your homework. You are on the right track. You know how I know you're on the right track? Is you're here right now. You're seeking answers. You're seeking solutions. You're seeking healing. You're seeking answers. That's how I know you're on the right track. Don't be discouraged, sweetheart. You are right where you're supposed to be. And a lot of us, listen, we get this stuff late in the game. Nobody teaches us this stuff. Our mamas couldn't teach us this stuff because they didn't do it either. Okay, so it's so important that we're patient with our process, that we're patient with what we're going through, because we are getting better and better. Every day and in every way, we're getting better and better. Every day and in every way, we're getting better and better. And so it's important to be patient with yourself. But the reason God has me continuing to teach on this is because just like I write my books towards godly girls, towards women of God, my videos are all towards women of God because, to be honest, we suffer the most. Good women suffer the most. If you were like a heartless, callous, selfish witch, I didn't say the other word because I'm a godly girl, right? If you were just out here slaying hearts and breaking hearts out here and you're just dog eat dog, just messing over people, and you'd be sleeping good at night. You'd be sleeping good. You're over here just taking advantage of people because you hurting people before they can hurt you. I'm not saying they're happy, but I'm also saying they don't get as hurt as we do because they're all mean and callous. They're running around hurting people. Well, we don't hurt people, not intentionally, but we constantly get hurt by the people who are not as sensitive and not as kind and do not have a heart towards God the way we do. So everything I do is geared towards you girls. Why? Because we suffer. We suffer because I froze up.